choking. Okay. Got mic bond. Okay, great. So let's start at the beginning. Do screen share here. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a domain name. And I'm picking couchcrack.com. And this is going to be a travel blog that is basically just a lot of fun things to do around the world for real cheap. In other words, change that you can find in the cracks of your couch. Yes, Rhonda, I am recording this. My wonderful mother-in-law reminded me. I guess she heard me cussing last night when I forgot. So, all right, so when you picking a domain name for a blog that you're not trying to rank keywords for, you want to find something unique, something fun. I was just showing Mike a minute ago about a couple of them, like no onions, extra pickles, beers and beans. These are travel blogs. They're just quirky little names, and they work great. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to buy this domain name now. I'm just going to add to cart. I guess I got to log in here. And move this out of the way. This is added. Don't know why. All right, continue registration. No thanks. Don't want to renew that one. I don't want any of that extra junk. I want to put on your mic so that you can talk to me. That's fine. We only got a couple of people here, so if you have your microphones on, I'll be able to hear you, and we can talk back and forth. Whoops. This little web meeting thing's in the way. All right, so now I have my domain purchased. So I'm just going to go down here under domains and see. It's not showing up yet. It'll take a couple of minutes. So while that's happening, I'm going to set up my hosting for that. And normally you would not do it like this, but All right, now I've set up a cPanel for this. Normally your hosting company would do that for you. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to find, hopefully my blog's showing up there now, or my domain is showing up, Couch Crack. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I need to set my name servers. Now your name servers are going to be provided by your hosting service. And I know that my domain, my name servers are, let's see, ns1239.websitewelcome.com and ns40, whoops, 40. Anybody not understand what I'm doing right now? Everybody does understand. Okay, setting my name servers. Okay, but if you're not sure, we gotta let me know now so we can make sure we cover it while we're in here, because I can't do it later. The internet, it will explode if I have to do it later. Basically, you go into wherever you buy your domain. So if you buy it from GoDaddy or Cheap Names or Namecheap, or there's all kinds of places, you go in. It says, I have a specific name service for my domain. Whatever your hosting service provider provides you, like you know, HostGator or whatever, they'll tell you what your name servers are. You put that in here. Click OK. You know I'm just teasing you when I call you the problem child. I only pick on people I like. I must like my wife a lot because I pick on her all the time. But she picks on me too. All right, now it says it takes 2 hours, but rarely does it ever take that long. So if I was to go to couchcrack.com, I'm just going to get this parked area right here. It's going to be, this is where I'm going to want to go after it's propagated. I do know a sneaky way to get in there, so. The first thing I'll do is I'll go down to Fantastico, and it's not going to let me do this through here right now because I'm on the reseller account. But I'll go to Fantastico, click the WordPress button, do new installation. Here I'm just going to put admin, and then I'm going to put my generic password and change it later. Admin. Here I'm going to put my email address. Site name, Couch Crack. And then for the description, now this description that I want to put, which is going to show up when you actually put your cursor over the top up there. Description, I'm just going to put budget travel. I don't like that. That's not. Let's do travel on a shoestring. Finish installation. Okay, so now it's installed on couchcrack.com. I have my my WordPress blog is already installed, and it's ready to go. We are now ready to actually start editing that. However, it's not propagated yet. So what I need to do is go here. It's not going to let me do it. You kind of have to wait until this propagates. Usually it only takes a few minutes. It says it can take up to 2 hours, but usually it only takes a few minutes. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that, now I want to find a theme. There's, tons of themes out there. I've got tons of themes. Let me see if there's actually anything on Elegant that I want. Kind of like the aggregate one. Deep focus is good if I want to do a lot of photography. Yeah, I'm going to do a lot of customization on mine just because I enjoy it. I get a kick out of it. Let's take a look at this lumen. That's a possibility. I like Cold Stone too. That's kind of a nice one. Pure Type is a nice one. I think I want to get a little wild and funky with this one, so I'm going to look for something a little bit more, grungy, I guess. Let's just take a look at. Let's take a look at Grunge Mag. Okay, I think I'm going to go with this one, and I'm going to make a really killer header. And, with a nice, like maybe an old beat up couch or something like that, and do some nice graphics on that. So let's see. All right, that's not going to let me do anything until that's propagated. But so I guess what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go with this theme, and as soon as that's propagated, I'm going to install it. Give it another minute or two here, unless I can try. should be able to get in this way. Doesn't want to let me. You can see a lot of domains. This one page there. It's a couple pages. All right, so while we're waiting for that, let me hear some great blog names. You guys got some blog names in your minds? By the way, are you doing travel blogs? Is that what everybody's going to do? Mike is cool. Rhonda is cool. Travel and Money, cool. Now, you don't have to be, tied to one thing. A lot of people, like we call them foodies, travelers and foodies. They write, like think about Anthony Bourdain. He travels and writes about food. So you can, you can mix and match stuff. If they go together. So what are your ideas for some names? The names of the two places I was just at. I'll tell you what, Mike, you're from the UK. If I was gonna make a blog, the blog that I would my blog title for travel blog for UK and UK travel blogs is awesome because you sell a lot of links. I can put you in touch with a ton of UK SEO people, but I'd do something like pickles and gin, but like European travel with Mike Pickles, pickles and gin. I mean, it'd be perfect. Stuff like that is, those names really, they attract a lot of attention. And it works because, I don't know if you noticed, but like pickles and gin and your last name's Pickles too, if you didn't catch that. But that's a joke. I know you got it. But anyway, so that's, you can, something like that. Those really good. Those work really good. If you try to get like too specific, travel bloggers are kind of an odd group. If you have, Save Money Traveling, is the name of your blog, people aren't going to look at you as a travel blogger. They're going to look at you as a travel marketer. So you want to go with something fun, something silly, something fun. And then build that on a theme. Like basically, I'm going to do my blog around, cheap travel stuff. Cheap travel ideas and places to go. Like in Rome, I can name off 100 things right off the top of my head that you can go and do for free in Rome. That is like awesome. Yeah, traveling shoes. I have a friend of mine, Chloe. Her name is Traveling in Heels. That's the name of her blog, Traveling in Heels. Yeah, I like pickles and gin. That'd be a cool one. And so like everything that I'm going to write about on my blog is going to be things that you can do for like, under $1. And there's a lot of things you can do for under $1 that's, fun. Like in Santa Procida, you can go and actually see there's a pillar that was in St. Peter's garden that he brought from Rome that was supposedly the one that was that Jesus was chained to before the crucifixion, and he carried it all the way um, from Jerusalem to Rome, and you can go and you can see that. Yeah, I'll guest post on all your blogs, and I'll get popular writers to guest post on your blogs too. And you do if you write good stuff, I can get you your stuff written for other places too, like Matador, and I might not be able to get you a Nat Geo Traveler right away, but there are some big places. And so like Santa Procida, you can go in this little chapel and they have, there's the pillar, and it doesn't cost anything to get in, but that's a cool thing to go see. Well, there's lots of cool stuff to go see. It doesn't cost anything. In London, there's tons of stuff to go see in London that doesn't cost money. And that's kind of what I want to focus on, that specific niche. Because there's tons, try to be different. There's tons of things out there that, best hotels in Paris. Wow, bet you can find a blog or two about that. But, if you try to get real creative and narrow it down and stuff, you can do a lot better. That's the thing about writing. You want to be unique and interesting. Not just, generic. Once you get a big following up, you start promoting travel products too. Meat and potatoes on a dime, there you go. Tell stories you'd want to listen to. All right, let's give this another crack here. Of course, it's going to be slow today. Now, there's tons of free themes that you can do. While we're waiting, let's take a look. I think I'm going to go with this one. But don't be afraid to use Google. Google is your friend. Best travel blog WordPress themes. All right, 20 great WordPress themes for travel blogs. Oh, the Matador Network too. You can find my stuff all over their site. Polaroid, Fontella, Discovery. Yeah, I don't like that one. That's cheesy. Victoria. Stay away from anything with palm trees. It's so been there, done that. People don't like that. Oh, and a couple of things that you never, ever, ever write on your travel blog. Discover hidden gems. You don't want to write anything to discover the hidden gems of the Caribbean. Gag, don't do it. There are no such thing as hidden gem locations, and it's so cliche. It's the equivalent of, really, really newbie writing. So don't ever use that. So far, I'm not impressed with any of these. Let's take a look at this one. I can't see now. Okay, geek.marinegirl.co.uk. All right, now see, Geek Girl or stuff like that. Those work well. Those work really well. Here's also something you want to look at. 10 online literary magazines that will publish great travel writing. You're definitely going to want to do some guest posting on different travel blogs because that gets you a lot of exposure. So let's see if we can find something better because I didn't like any of those really. Stuff like this is no good. You want like nice big headers, bold things that make it different. Okay, here's something I like. Just look at a demo real quick. And don't put Google ads on your blogs. Matter of fact, don't put any advertising on your blogs because that will chase away the guys that pay the big money. You know, people that are paying $300 for a link, they don't want to see Google ads on there. And you never make enough off of Google ads to make it worth your while anyway. So this is kind of nice. I like this one, World Traveler. You buy a lot of free ones. Some are paid, but just tons of free ones out there. And before you buy anything, ask me. I probably have it. I've got tons and tons and tons of themes. Like I said, I've got all of them on here. If you want any of those, there's some good ones on there. Unless I've got others. No joy. All right, so still waiting on that. All right, let's talk about design for a minute. Being creative. I want to show you a couple things. All right, let's look up. I want to show you some friends of mine's travel blogs that are really good. Take a look. This is it's called Los Angeles theme. You can get this theme from Theme Forest. I might have it. I'll look if anybody wants it. I kind of like this theme. But things that you're going to want to look for are nice, big, bold sliders. You always want a slider on your, now this one, the one I was showing you didn't have it, but I'm going to put one on. You want a nice big slider because this attracts a lot. So you want that. You also want excerpts. Okay, these excerpts are really good with the read more tag because it can feature all your best posts on the front page. And you'll notice that they don't litter their site up with tons of advertising junk. They'll put their, like, okay, mentions. They're mentioned in USA Today, syndicated on USA Today Travel. That means that one of their posts is picked up by USA Today. The Huffington Post. These are two of the big ones that you want to try to get into. Get your writing published in USA Today and Huffington Post through syndication. Let's see, Almost Fearless. Christine owns this. Here's a girl, great people, Christine and her husband. Let me see if I can get that blog up. Okay, so here's Christine's blog. She's completely changed since the last time I was on here. But it tells her story. She's got a really good story here. In 2008, I quit my job, sold off everything I owned, and moved overseas with my husband. Since then, we've traveled around the world, started our careers over as creative types, and nurtured our love of sleeping in late. Oh, and we have a baby, Cole. I remember when, oh, it's been 2 years already. I remember when their little baby was born. It was a really cool thing. But anyways, so you can, you know, kind of follow along on some of these other popular travel blogs and see what they're doing. There are people that are out there that are actually considered gurus, and I'm going to show you one I don't like, simply because, well, this isn't going on the site, so I don't care. This guy's an ass. His name is Gary Arndt, but you see, all right, Everything Everywhere. His site is one of the most popular ones, but he's popular for being popular, actually. He does a lot of what do you call them? Podcasts. He does a lot of podcasts, and he's his own biggest fan, by the way. But here's another one. Yeah, you'll make friends and you'll make enemies in this business. Not enemies so much, but just people that you'll find that you don't like as much as others. But you got Kaz and Craig. Here's an option that you can take, like what they did with their blog. They had this blog, this theme created specifically for them. So it's completely unique to them. Isn't there the little girl is so adorable? She's beautiful. This is something to check out. They've got a lot of great advice on there, so you want to be a travel blogger. And you'll find out. So you got to read these blogs and see what other people are doing. And kind of follow along with what they're doing. And you'll see that this is a great way for networking. You can build up a huge network of other bloggers. Now I know that Todd, what was it? Okay. Travel Blog Challenge. Todd Vassell started this site a while back, and he kind of stopped because he's a negotiator for the UN in where is it, in Chechnya or someplace. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyways, you'll find a lot of good advice on here, and see that actually the forum has gone dead. Nobody's really talking in the forum anymore. But this was a really popular place for a while. Actually, I've written several guest posts on here about travel blogging and SEO. Email list building strategies. So you can go through here and see the stuff that was written on here are, here's mine. Guest post by Mike Collins. Yours truly. All right, from hobby to money. But this is kind of showing how some of the things that you can do to get ad reps to buy links on your site. And this anonymous is Henry. This anonymous ad rep was Henry. Works for what do you call it? Caliber. Good anymore. So this is a good post. You should probably save this link because it'll tell you what to avoid. That's right, there's a lot of resources out there. Madre de Dios. Why is it taking so long? Normally it does not take this long. Let's see if it's available in the UK yet. This is my UK proxy because I need to watch my British television. Yeah, okay. So it is available in the UK. So let's go here to WP Admin. I'm going to log in. All right, now the first thing I want to do is, you can see when you first install WordPress, you're just going to get this generic, this is the 2010 theme that comes up there with nothing on it. It's just your generic. This is a theme you can use if you choose. But if you want to add something, just go to Appearance, then Themes. And I want to install a theme. And I'm going to upload a theme. And I'm going to go to Downloads, Elegant Themes, and I think I said Grunge Mag. That's what I want. Open, click Install. So you just find wherever it is stored on your computer. If you need me to send you one, I will. All right, and then you click Browse to do that, then click Install, then you go here, click Activate, and then we're going to refresh this, and it's all screwed up. Of course, let me update this real quick. Why is this screwed up? What's it missing? Oh, I know why. Okay, so now I'm going to go under my Grunge Mag theme options. And over here, when I get into my theme options, now not everything's going to have this. So, it depends on the theme. Some things have these E panels and some don't. But so I want to I want blog style enabled. I like blue. Click save. Let's see if it looks any different now. All right, so now I've got my site up. I have my basic theme installed, and then I can go and customize it from there. Now, every theme is going to be different. Some are going to have these things where you can customize them inside here, and some aren't. You just kind of have to it depends on what theme you're using, and you kind of have to, use your own sense of style. If you want to upload a logo image, your favicon. By the way, if you don't know what a favicon is, this little thingy right here, these are favicons. And all these that have the E panel, you can do a lot of different, things to them. You just kind of have to figure them out because each one's a little different. It's a lot of trial and error. But that's all there is to it, to setting up a blog. Once you have your blog set up, start writing, and you want to write in your blog at least 2-3 times a week. Now, not everything has to be, 800-word essay. You can just write short little things. But what's going to happen is Google starts keeping track, and they'll see, okay, well, this was posted on May 8th, and then this was posted on May 10th, and this was posted on May 13th. They're going to say, okay, well, we need to re-index this site all the time because it's constantly being updated. If you write once a month, Google's going to say, well, they hardly ever update, so we don't need to re-index. You get lost in the shuffle and never get anywhere. So that's it. So any questions on how to do this? Setting up a blog, picking a name. Nothing? No questions? I'm really that good of a teacher? You do have the name Bonita's Place to Be. Okay. That can work. Let's see. For Twitter. And I have so many of these silly things. Okay, this is the one that I use for travel blogging, like Twitter for travel blogging. And what happens is I have it set up automatically so that whenever I write a new post, it automatically goes into Twitter. It gets published in Twitter or tweets or whatever you call it. And that way, I get a lot of people. I haven't spent tons of time on Twitter. I only get I get 987 followers. I'm following 820. So I don't spend a lot of time on Twitter. I probably need to get back into that. Now, before it takes a little while to start making money with a travel blog, simply because you have to have some site metrics. This means you need some good quality backlinks. No Fiverr cheapo backlinks. The backlinks you get should be from guest posting on other people's blogs. So everybody should guest post on each other's blogs. A good thing to do. Let me see. I think Kaz and Craig. think they did. Wait a minute. Let me. Wow, I can't even remember her name now. Go to Google Plus real quick. It's another thing I use Google Plus. I like it a lot better than I do Facebook. This is not what I'm looking for. David Seussickles. These are all big travel bloggers, by the way. Good friends with all of them. There's one in particular that I'm looking for. Renee. There we go. I just love Renee. She's so cool. All right. Let me just see. The Inspired Traveler, Mike Collins. It's the post I want. Okay, this is what everybody should do with each other. Interviews. Today we continue our series where we sit down and interview fellow travel bloggers and hopefully get them to give up some of their best travel tips for you. Today's guest is Mike Collins, the founder of Exotic Visitors Travel Blog. Number one, here's a link. This is how you get a backlink on someone else's blog, and it gets you followers and popularity. And it gives a lot of information. You just basically interview another blogger. She asks, what is about traveling that makes you smile? Blah blah blah. That's my baby. It's getting big. That's my son in Paris with the Eiffel Tower in the background. So this is how you get links back to your site, and you get other travel bloggers following you. Okay, you can see all these people that have read and commented, ended up following me. And also, this is comment love. What this will do is when you write a post and then you leave a comment somewhere, it leaves a link to your previous post. Okay, now this is Kaz for Why Travel Blog. She writes, always great to hear more about Mike. Kaz Makepeace invites you to read What Can You Write About Fries? All right. Now, what does that really have to do with the travel blog? It might not have anything, but it might be something interesting to read. So you don't have to think, okay, I have to come up with a post on 10 best things to see in Kansas City. you don't have to do that. You can, write whatever you like. It's your blog. Have fun with it, and you'll see you'll start getting lots of travelers. A lot of you may have heard about Jeremy. He's a big time internet marketer, but he also does has a travel blog. And since we all know so much about him from marketing and technical aspects, so it's nice to get to know a more personal side. These are a great way to build your brand too, let people know who you are, to tell your story. So everybody should interview everybody. I might make that an assignment, make that a homework assignment, where everybody has to interview some. You don't have to interview every single person. Interview somebody, interview a couple people, whatever. Basically, all you do is you send them a list of questions, 10 questions or whatever, and they just they just fill them out, answer them. And Renee's got a really nice little header that she made. I like that. With the name of her blog, A View to a Thrill. So is it all starting to make sense now? How you can use a travel blog to, you'll end up making money because people pay, people pay big bucks to put links on blogs that are getting popular. Of course, travel is just one niche. The finance one probably pays the most, but you can only write so much stuff about finance where you start end up drinking a lot, I guess. I don't know. Money bores the hell out of me. I hate money. I don't have a credit card. I don't have a debit card. I have a wallet that has a passport in it, and that's it. I don't even have my own bank account. My wife keeps it all. Makes my life simple. I just make the money and she takes it. Works out well for everybody. Oh, I'm very good to her. You kidding me? I'm not taking any chances. And I even get along good with the mother-in-law, so that's cool. All right, so yeah, basically network like crazy. We will network together, and I can introduce you to a lot of these people. Stumble upon. We were talking about stumble upon yesterday. Let's go look at that real quick. If you're not a member yet, be one. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's not it. That is it. Come on. All right, hang on 1 second here. I want you to see my top secret passwords. says it's not working. Oh well, I don't know what happened. It's not letting me in. I'll play with it later. It's not letting me log in, even though I changed my password, so I don't know. But anyways, okay. Basically, so yeah, StumbleUpon will just let you, you get to view a lot of different, just sign up and you'll see, it's really easy. You see something you like, click the like button. And also, you share that with your network of people, give them the StumbleUpon link and they go and you look at it and they click like and that's it. Builds popularity to your site. All these things build the metrics to your site that it will eventually get you to start getting, some orders. And I sold two. Well, I keep my laptop next to my bed, and I woke up this morning, and before I even get out of bed, I go over and I click the button, check my email, and had 2 post requests. Did a couple of posts, made like $420 before I even got out of bed. That starts the day nice. It was Portugal. Like this little thing, it's cool. This one was actually yesterday, but I got paid for it today, so. And that's that. The end. Anything else before I log off? And anybody who wants me to guest post on their blogs, I'll be happy to. If you want to guest post on my blog, that's cool too. Write a nice little tidbit, put it on there, and you'll get some good link juice. You can see this site has some good, it's got about 18,000 backlinks to it, all naturally. None of them were those garbage links. From, this is just 18,000 links from either people, referring to my site. Things got syndicated, stuff like that. It's got a Google page rank of 3. These are the metrics that people like, that they like. Index pages. Google has 1,020 pages indexed, which means my blog has over 1,000 pages that Google has picked up. So when they go and they look at this, the ad reps, they can say, okay, this is a good, solid, long-term blog. It's got some page rank. It's got some backlinks. It's got a lot of this stuff doesn't even StumbleUpon stumbles. Let's see, Twitter tweets 5. You can't always trust the information that it gives in here because obviously I have a hell of a lot more than 5 Twitter tweets mentioning my blog. 514 stumbles. But that's what they're looking for. 1 Google Plus, I don't think so. It's way more than that. Okay, here's StumbleUpon. Back if you just click up Stumble here, this is what happens. Just to give you an idea. Oh, you know what? Let me try this. Yeah, it worked. All right, so if you just click Stumble, why it's acting like I've never been here before. It's just going to give you random websites or videos and things like that based on stuff that you like. So, you know, you click the things that you like, and that way the next thing that comes up is going to be something that's related to that. I like fishing, so you know it brings up fishing and boating and stuff like that. When I see something that I really like and I want to know more about it, okay, National Geographic, America's 100 Best Adventures. Ooh, looks cool. I like this, so I'm going to click I like. Now, this does a couple of different things. This isn't just like, you know, with Facebook where, you know, ooh, please click my like button so that I can be more popular. What it does is it helps to create a better viewing experience for you, because it's going to give you more things that you like instead of just random junk. So that's why StumbleUpon is so powerful. And a lot of people use this, you know, as a social media tool, but they also use it as just a way to browse the internet. You know, sometimes it's just fun to get on the internet and you want to find things that you like, but you don't want to go to Google and say, what do I want to look for? You know, you're not going to Google it, you know, America's 100 Best Adventures, but there might be something you're interested in. So you go to StumbleUpon, and there it is. Some of the stuff, just don't know what it is. It's obviously travel related, but, and I don't ever push I don't like, because that hurts somebody else's site. So unless it's, you know, something that's actually absolutely offensive or something like that, I won't, you know, give them the thumbs down button. But once you get a this is cool. So you can find good stuff this way. Once you get some, you know, your blog starting to get noticed, and you'll pick up a lot of traffic through StumbleUpon. A lot of followers, a lot of RSS readers, things like that. Okay, well, it's been fun. I need to go design a blog now. Appears I have created more work for myself. Yay. Good question. You know what? I have like a zillion pictures from all over the world, but a lot of times I don't bother. Let me show you where you can get them. You know, because I mean, trying to go through all these pictures, just sometimes it's impossible. So just do Flickr. Flickr Creative Commons, and let's say you want to write. You can any of this attribution, commercial, non. All right, so let's go here. And you writing an article about someplace just off. Let's do Bimini, Bahamas, okay? I'm just going to type in Bimini. And now I've got all kinds of things. Oh, and my wife asked me to make Bimini bread tonight. Okay. Here we go. the Bimini Shark Lab, all right? So maybe you want to use that picture. You can. All you got to do is you just have to put photo by Yardley on your blog. So when you have, if you're using a picture from somebody else, this one right here, all right? You can see it says photo by Yater. All it is just a Creative Commons one. That way you don't have to try to, get your own photos if you don't want. You can find good stuff in there in the Creative Commons. Some people will do this. They will go to type in and they go, okay, here's a nice picture of Bimini. I'm going to add this to my website. Okay, this is what we call copyright infringement, and it's not a good thing, so don't do that. Yeah, if you get a blog that starts to get real popular and you start stealing pictures from Google, you'll get complaints. But yeah, and it can't be just anything on Flickr. You have to go to the Creative Commons in Flickr, which is tons of stuff. I mean, anything you type in, you're going to find something on Creative Commons in Flickr. And pretty much, I mean, a lot of it's useless. But you find food, tons of food, pretty much anything you want, you'll find on Flickr in the Creative Commons section. And that just, Creative Commons just means that it's, licensed. You can use it. And there's also Creative Commons video. You just do a Google search for Creative Commons video if you want to find certain things like that. You can always, and you can add YouTube videos. You can embed YouTube videos into a website as long as you don't change the video. If you want to, you're going to write a post about a specific place and you find a cool video in YouTube that shows it, then you can use that. That's totally acceptable. My site gets about, so here's an example of photo by Robbers. Example of using Creative Commons pictures. My site gets like a lot of traffic, and I'll write posts like I wrote this post about Cinnamon Bay, just something really short, but got a lot of traffic, and then ad rep comes to me and says, hey, I'd like to buy some links. You have this post, Cinnamon Bay, and about Cinnamon Bay, and we'd like a link for Caribbean beaches, last deal or latedeals.co.uk, and then beach holidays, latedeals.uk, and so they bought these 3 links, and I charge them like $250 to put those 3 links in an article that I already wrote, was already there. Heather is she's a travel blogger. This is Bethany from Beers and Beans, which I showed you before. Heather's she's an expat that she lived in. She taught English at a school in Pakistan. She's been traveling all over the world. She's also one of the editors for a big magazine, and we were talking about how cliche everything is as far as when talking about beaches in the Caribbean, and it goes back to that whole don't write hidden gems, discover the hidden gems and stuff like that. But and she had challenged me to come up with a very unique way, a non-cliche way to describe a beach, because you know it's been done so many times. So I wrote this post, and if you read the post, you'll see where somewhere in here. Let me just find this real quick. Okay. Minuscule waves clears the Caribbean sky, lick the pearlescent grains of sand, drawing the sugary beach into the tide like a child eating a snow cone. So I could, yeah, I'm sitting outside by the pool, so there's lots of birds. So as you can see, there's you know, it's just a, when you write, if you use non-cliche stuff, it goes over well. Okay, so that's it. You know, I record this. I'll save it for, you know, and you guys can pass the link around if anybody else wants to hear about blogging later. That's it for me. It's 11:54, 6 minutes till lunchtime. Like I'm on a schedule. Any questions before I go? Okie dokie, everybody.